yeah, I'm a woman. I watch fucking porn. And what? Like, fuck off, you know?
People who watch porn. Ooh! So we have asked the general public about their porn habits.
This video is sponsored by Lustery, one of our favourite ethical porn websites.
They are all about filming real life couples having sex, so no more porn guilt when you're having a wank late at night not paying for your porn.
You know what the person who watches porn stereotype is, and it's not great, and we wanna...
I'm so sorry.
When you cover your mouth with your hand, you cover your hand with germs.
So we wanted to show you the huge variety of people that watch porn and why they watch porn as well.
So enjoy this, enjoy the people that we spoke to, because we certainly did.
We really did.
Hey.
So to start off with, it'd be really great to get like an introduction from you. So your name, your age, and your location.
Hey guys, I'm Adam. I live in the Southeast United States. I am 27.
My name is Gabi. I'm 25 years old. Right now I'm living in Austria.
My name is Hafsa. I am 29 years old. Currently live in Germany.
My name is Sophie. I'm almost 28 and I live in the best city in Ireland. Because there's basically no other cities in Ireland. I mean, there is, but they're small and they're shitty, so fuck you, Cork.
My name is Rab and I am 29 years old. Currently live in my hometown of York.
My name is Jenna. I'm 31 years old and I'm currently living in London, England.
My name is Aria Vega. I'm 28 years old and I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia in the United States.
Do you mind telling us what you do for a living?
Yeah, I work in digital advertising.
I'm a tattoo artist for a living.
I am a stay-at-home parent, single mother.
I work as a psychiatrist.
I work in hospitality.
I am a chef.
I am a sex journalist and an audio producer. I host a weekly podcast called POV by Lustery.
So when did you start watching porn?
I started watching porn when I was 10 years old.
I was about 10 or 11 years old.
At the age of 15.
10 years old or something like that. I remember being with two of my best friends and we googled like penis or something like that, like super dumb. And I remember the UX of the website because it was like so ugly, you know, like green neon.
You can find like certain types of, at the time you could, fetish porn on YouTube, like foot fetish. And I have a foot fetish, so I was able to find some of that on YouTube. So maybe even earlier than high school.
You know, Babe Station. That was probably the first porn I ever saw. A lot of very up close, overly lit, just a lot of peroxide blonde hair and
It was actually hentai with the modem, like the dial-up internet.
I have vague memories of dial-up connections and looking for pictures of women in underwear and lingerie.
What is your relationship been with porn over the years? Has it always been good, or?
My relationship with porn over the years, I think, has been one that was shrouded in a lot of guilt and shame because nobody ever really spoke to me about it, and I always felt like what I was doing was wrong. I never heard about girls doing it, so I always felt like a weirdo.
Once I stopped being embarrassed about that stuff, I felt really empowered because I was like, yeah, I'm a woman. I watch fucking porn. And I talk about it. And what? Like, fuck off, you know?
So how often do you watch porn now?
I look at it probably several times a day.
6 or 7 times a week.
I guess depends on your mood, your state of mind, whether you have a partner in your life at that point. There'll be times where I'll look at porn 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, and there'll be weeks where I once or twice.
Once every 2-3 days, something like that. Every week at least, I watch porn.
Maybe like twice a week. It's very hard masturbating when you're a single mother of a small child because then you have to find the time for self-pleasure when she's sleeping or when she's not around. Then I might find time for porn watching and flicking the bean.
Aside from the work that I do, because I do watch porn like in order to write about it or to conduct an interview, almost never.
Do you have a go-to type of porn that you watch?
I would always look for amateur.
Some sort of amateur.
Amateur videos.
I type in fucking machines. I really do like people like not being in control. Like I like humiliation, I like degradation.
Humiliation and degradation porn. Mainly people slapping each other's faces. That's kind of hot.
Yeah, it's probably just Leo Lulu. They're just so real. I also know that they genuinely love each other and you can see it in the way that they fuck.
It's important for me to watch porn that feels like it's two people who care about each other. I want to see real orgasms, and I always know when it's not real.
The more mainstream stuff, it's more or less like perfect bodies, using a sponge when someone's on their period, or using makeup to hide stretch marks. It's like, no, give me like the real authentic stuff.
Sometimes I'll be looking for quite extreme scenarios, things like Pascal subsluts or stuff like that. And then other times I'll be looking for like cam stuff, just masturbation videos.
When I discovered indie producers, it totally flipped my chip over what porn could be, because it was like so high quality and so well represented.
I'm interested in the sex that people who are in a committed partnership are having and the intimacy that generates, because that's just not something I experience often in my life. There are times that I wish that wasn't the case, and when I feel that way, that might be when I plug into some amateur porn.
So what positives have you taken from watching porn?
My wife and I, we are in an ethically non-monogamous relationship, and we just moved to a rural area. So finding potential play dates for my wife and I is very difficult. And so porn allows me to get that sexual release because I have a high sex drive.
With my past love, he had like these VR lenses, and we kind of used that to play with the idea of him being with somebody else, because he would put it and like see someone else like sucking his cock, for example, while I was doing it. So it was like a nice way to experiment that kink without actually being put in the situation.
If Hollywood had to be the one to tell it to you, nobody who wasn't thin and white and tall and conventionally attractive ever found love or had sex. I honestly would have to say that watching porn has been the single best thing I've done for my body image ever. Seeing people who look like me being loved upon and worshipped, it sends me the message that I deserve that too, that I can have that too.
I'll even watch porn of stuff that I'm not really into sexually, you know, like scat or puke play, like, because it helps me understand, like, okay, not everyone is like me.
I was never taught about female pleasure, so the first time that I saw female pleasure was through porn.
I know for a fact that porn has taught a lot of men about foreplay, and I thank porn for that.
Let's say your dishwasher's broken, okay, and you want to fix it. You go to YouTube University. When you want to learn how to give better cunnilingus, you could watch a tutorial. Or even, hey, look, these people are using a condom. Maybe I should start using a condom with other people to protect myself. They're making it cool. Why can't I do it?
It's taught me women can be dominant when it comes to sex, and women can enjoy sex. It's also taught me that there's so many different kinks and fetishes and ways to have sex. I'd be watching Leo Lulu taking notes with one hand and fucking with the other. I don't know why it was squeaky.
Did that hurt? No, it feels wonderful.
I remember I bought my first sex toy, I think, when I was 15 years old, and I bought it because I had seen it used in a video.
It's shown me that pleasure is normal. It's okay to have desire. It's okay to want these things, because the way I grew up, I was never encouraged to do that. So I had to learn those things by myself.
We have a pride flag outside, and our neighbors, they also say, well, you might want to take that down when you go on vacation. I mean, I like having a dick in my ass, in my mouth, and being able to really experiment or even like learn more about it. It can help me kind of get the courage to not hold back, because I really find that I am holding back a lot when I am playing with men.
Porn has driven the conversation about sex in general.
Are there any negatives from watching porn?
Yeah, if it's mainstream, yeah, because like you get to see a sex that is not real.
Pornography is staged. This helps to perpetuate a certain standard that young boys will think that they have to achieve.
I understand how it can be damaging to think that women, sometimes all you have to do is touch their clit and they come. You watch porn and you feel like, oh shit, that girl just woke up completely shaven from the fucking eyebrows down. They never show like the queefing or the farting.
Sometimes it does lead me to feel self-conscious, more feelings of, oh, like other people can kind of just have sex whenever they want.
Because my wife works nights, like I have a fuck ton of free time. So, I mean, there could be nights where I'm looking at porn probably 3 to 5 times a night, which is way too much.
I was in a long-term relationship with somebody before who had a very heavy porn addiction, to the point where sexual interactions with me would not be satisfying to him.
Overexposure to it can desensitize you so much.
I've gone through darker periods in my life, spending a lot of time kind of in bed or feeling very lethargic. When that happens, you end up watching a little bit more porn purely to kind of give yourself a bit of a dopamine hit just from the orgasm. At that stage, it's a bit of an addiction.
Everybody watches porn, you know, it's like, yeah, do your thing, as long as you're watching porn with people that are not of questionable age in it. I think that it's important to protect children through the porn that you watch, because there's no product if there's no demand.
There are definitely some really horrible videos that you can find. You get like an element of like, is this an actual crime happening? Pornography in general gets sort of like tainted by that.
There's so much conversation goes into consent, and everything about that is just not shown, and it's not represented well enough. And that is what desensitizes people and makes people think, oh, this is just something you can do during sex. It's just normal for you to grab the back of a girl's head and fucking reef it. Not every girl likes that. Not every girl consents with every person she sleeps with to do that.
Do you pay for your porn?
I don't.
I don't always.
I have not paid for porn for a very long time.
I didn't used to, but now I do.
I do. I'm actually subscribed to you, Florence. Yeah. So, and I subscribe to a few other people, some of which I know personally, and others I've never met and probably never will, and that's okay.
Right now, I am a struggling, broke, single mother, but I can't really afford to pay for porn because I can't afford to pay for all sorts of things.
When I can. I've subscribed to OnlyFans of people, and when I can't, I use like Reddit to like see content that the own creators post, the content that they're choosing to put it free.
My wife has an OnlyFans account, and so do we together, and it's a fuck ton of work. It is a full-time fucking job, and people deserve to be paid for what they do.
Why not support it being done in a way where sex workers are made to feel safe, coming to work and doing a job that honestly makes people happy?
You pay for Netflix, you pay for Spotify, you pay for your entertainment. And it all just comes down to deciding not to value the work that goes into creating it. If you don't pay for your porn, you don't deserve it.
I have one last question. If you could make your own porno, what would it be?
Me being like leashed in like a cock queen scene.
A bisexual foursome couple swap type of deal where everyone's into each other.
A huge room of people who all agree on this one thing, which is that Sophie is so fucking sexy.
Me and my friends smoking a joint and then just...
It would just be like very romantic and like very intimate.
Also maybe throw in like some foot fetish stuff, some toe sucking while I'm fucking.
Something that looks like it could be a very normal night that took a very pleasurable left turn.
I wouldn't want fake orgasms and women saying, oh, I'm coming, when they're not really coming.
I'd love to just travel, record our fucking. That'll be it. To just be able to live and travel. That's just what I want from my life in general. Never mind just porn.
It was so amazing hearing so many different opinions and like reasons for people watching porn.
When we think of porn, we think of like sex trafficking and addiction and unethical people not getting paid or people doing porn for the wrong reasons. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's like a small percentage of what porn is,
because there's a lot of positive porn that's, especially now in the present, that is being made, and Lustry is one of those amazing websites which is pushing ethical porn out there. So make sure you go check them out, lustry.com.
You will not be disappointed.
So if you want to hear more from us, please check out our podcast, Fucks Given. You can find it on YouTube and all your podcast platforms.
If you want to keep up to date with us, then of course follow us on social media at Come Curious, which is spelled C-O-M-E, Curious, as well as our personal accounts, Reed Amber X and Florence Bark. And we do not need to tell you twice to go and check out Lustry as well. They are also on social media. You can find Lustry at Lustry POV on Instagram, as well as on Twitter? I don't know.
We all watch porn. There's nothing wrong with it. And don't kink shame. Like, if you're into a certain type of play and someone else isn't, like, don't fucking like go at them. Also, maybe watch something that you're not really into. try to learn about other people. You might never know. You might decide, hey, I think I want to give it a go and maybe try that. And don't be afraid to approach your partner. Just be open and honest with each other.